So it looks like Labour have done exactly the same thing as what the Conservatives did when they installed, and I say installed, Liz Truss. She was untested and she bombed. And so Labour, after promising they're different and not to repeat the mistakes of the past, have just repeated the mistakes of the past because they're going to install what's likely to be Andy Burnham. But Burnham has no mandate, does he? And his manifesto is the same as Keir Starmer's. So he's pretending he's going to be different. You can't say this with confidence. You can't say someone is going to be different from their predecessor if they haven't got their own mandate. How is this fair? I think that the only fairest thing now is a leadership competition, because this way we get to test him, because he could bomb. If you install him as Prime Minister and at the first serious hurdle he can't clear it, we'll just be back to the same repeat situation. And it's almost as if British politics is stuck on repeat and it just can't get back to how it used to be. And all this is going to do is going to strengthen the Reform Party. Because if they can prove that Burnham is just no different from Starmer, although he's a bit younger and perhaps better looking, and perhaps a better communicator, yeah, these are the pluses that you can say about Andy Burnham. But what about the negatives? And the negatives are that he has flip-flopped and he's changed his mind on a lot of things. The thing is, people, he's untested, just as Liz Truss was untested. And she bombed. And Andy Burnham could well and truly bomb. And that's all I'm saying. So you can't suddenly have confidence in Labour that they're not repeating the same mistakes that the Conservatives made all that time ago. They can't now say they're different. Yes, it was a bit sad that they got rid of him the way they did. And let's face it, they pushed him out the door. Although he says, he'll be in full support of whoever takes over. You can clearly see that he didn't want to go. There's no way in the world you would get that emotional if you were happy to leave that job. I think now that the King of the North is not going to be the conqueror of the South. He's only going to be popular in the North for what he did as the Mayor of Greater Manchester. I don't think that the South are going to embrace him the same way. And that's where his problem will be. And so this is only going to give strength now to Nigel Farage's Reform Party. Because people are going to say, okay, we lost the Makerfield by quite a lot. Because it was 15,000 and odd votes to Andy Burnham and 9,000 to Kenyon. So that's quite a margin of difference. But people will remember that this is just one constituency and it's in the north. And it was always going to be that the Reform Party were going to struggle against a popular figure like Andy Burnham. But unless Labour can repeat that all over the country, then they're not going to get in again. So what it's going to take is that Labour have suddenly got to miraculously find 500 or 600 Andy Burnhams and install them in constituencies to win the next election. And I don't think that they'll ever do that, because there's only probably just one Andy Burnham. And he's just had one victory in one constituency.
Manchester MP has known Andy Burnham.
It's a messed up political world.